Planning, preparation, and coordination are the keys to every successful mission. It's mid-July, and we are going to Kerr Lake for the third FLW BFL in the North Carolina Division. Really, I'm not so sure what to expect with all the fluctuating water levels, rain, and inconsistent weather we have had this year. Certainly, this week is going to be a challenge. One thing for sure is I have invested time preparing for this event. Tackle preparation, boat organization, and logistical planning have all taken priority in preparing for this event. The best bass anglers in North Carolina will be assembled for this event, with each angler trying to put it all together. No matter what, the points for this tournament are going to be critical along the way at the James River FLW Regional this October. That is the goal. My name is Otto Hecht, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Otto Hecht Fishing. Are you ready? I know I am. Let's go fishing. Just arrived at Kerr Lake, getting ready to start practice for the BFL this coming weekend on July the 11th. Made about a 3-hour drive up here. The water looks great. Skies are a little overcast, but I'm excited to get on the water, so let's go fishing. Yes, fish number 2. I'm in like 2 foot of water right now, just looking around just to see. All day. I mean, I've been fishing 10 to 15 to 8 to 15 foot of water all day long.
Yeah. I've been fishing some other comps. Kind of same deal. It's in between 8 and 14 foot. I ain't got bit on any of them.
I ain't either.
I caught the damn white bass, the baby largemouth off of a shoal. It's way out to the riverbed.
Yeah.
That's what I call his ass at.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got tired of sitting off points. I figured I'd go shallow for maybe 30, 45 minutes and just plink around.
Yeah, man. Good luck, man. I'll get you off if you start smashing them. Let me know if I do. I'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. If I get on something, I've been resisting running to the dam and looking for like dam fish, but I just ain't there yet. Maybe tomorrow, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'll definitely call you, dude. If I figure something out, because I ain't caught them deep. I want to stay shallow for about an hour and see if that pans out. I'll let you know. All right, man.
Yep, later.
There's number 3. It's been a tough day. He's not much, but he's another one. All right, so here we are. It's 4:30. First day of practice. I think we've caught, I don't know, 5 bass so far. None of them been very big. One of them was really small. We fished deep. Tried to stay in 8 to 10 foot of water. I caught a couple out there. Nothing really to speak of. Went shallow some. Caught a couple shallow, but it was more just random. I don't think it's on anything. I've been looking at a lot of the stuff that's in the water, and the water level was at 301 this morning when we launched. So I don't know. It's falling. I just think the fish, most of your fish are going to be offshore by the time the tournament gets here, if they're not now. You know, it's frustrating because I don't really know, but that is the game plan. You know, I'm going to try to stick with it some more and see what happens. Come on. All right, so day 1's a wrap. You know, I caught some fish. I didn't catch many fish, and they weren't that big, but I did catch some fish. You know, I'm excited about tomorrow morning. I found some stuff shallow that I think I can fish and maybe get a few bites off of in the morning. We'll see. Hopefully that works out. But tomorrow's a new day, and I'm heading to the house, and we'll see what's for dinner, and we'll see you in the morning out here. All right, so here we are, day 2 of practice. We tried a little top water this morning. I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully it works. We'll see what happens. So I did end up catching a few fish shallow on the second day of practice, and this is one of those fish. You know, it was another slow day. I did catch a few offshore, but really didn't hit anything too overwhelming. But it just kind of verified to me that there were some fish shallow and there were some fish deep. So it kind of created a dilemma of, you know, what direction I was going to go. But overall, it was a productive day, and I hope that at least you enjoyed this one catch that I managed to capture on camera. Of course, I got wet today. Griff did not.
You got video of that too?
Man, I was sitting in that point, and I turned around, and this guy went flying out of there. He was in a hurry to get all his stuff together, and I couldn't figure out why, and I turned around. There was a rainstorm 100 yards from me. Of course, about 5 minutes later, what do I get? I get a text message from old Moonshine Inc. Show him your video.
Well, here we are. Turn this back around. Yeah, it's pouring down rain. I'm sitting inside this high-speed shed right here. See what's on my lid?
How in the hell did you find the only empty dock in this whole lake when the storm came up?
And that ain't gonna have too much, Doc.
Yeah, I'm not getting wet.
I'm not getting.
But I hope your ass is.
You know my freaking closet.
Do what now? So what's going on with this house, Vic?
It's a bunch of voodoo.
This is a voodoo house? Well, that explains why we ain't catching no fish.
You rented a damn long voodoo house, Grib. We're cursed.
Every freaking window, looking in the kitchen and the bathroom.
What's it got?
Like a freaking Indian black guy, and it says Zulu.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Voodoo house. Yeah. All the windows, all the doors.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah. It's all New Orleans.
Great. That's not good at all.
I'm telling you.
Oh well.
I'm looking all the freaking.
Too late now. We done paid him. We're staying. Maybe let's hope it's a good voodoo
No
doll.
way. We got 3 necklaces. We got to put each one in your
We
neck.
gotta put each necklace on in the morning. That's how we'll catch these fish.
That's right.
That's it.
And
All
he's
right.
drinking water with it necklace.
Voodoo house.
What the heck?
Wow.
Look at that voodoo house. You got one in there. Look, you gotta keep running from the roof in blue. You see that? Look at this joker. What kind of baby is that? What freaking baby is that?
Dude, craziest thing I seen. This is no lie. I'll pull in this pocket. Man Lake pocket. 2 old dudes in a bass boat. Looked like it was built in like 1960. Right? Out there with jigging spoons. Just jigging, right? Listen to this. This old guy starts doing this. Stomping the bottom of his boat, right? I thought for a minute, like his knees, his hips, back, legs were messed up, right? And then all of a sudden, one of his lines, he was jigging, and he had one of them, like a couple hanging over with live bait. All of a sudden, one up, just doubles down, right? He brings in a striper, nice striper, looked like it weighed, I don't know, 6 to 8 pounds. Put in the boat, got his stuff all rigged back up, started jigging, started stomping the boat again. So I said, man, is he doing that on purpose? So I go over there, I kind of drifted over there, probably 50 from here to your truck from him, right? I'm like, hey man, so is that the secret? Stomping on the bottom of your boat? He's like, I've called him up 70, 80 feet of water doing it. I'm like, you're kidding. He's like, no, I'm serious, a heart attack. He's like, all these people riding around out here. I didn't see one center console boat or a pontoon boat catch a striper. Not one. Me and Vic sat right there for 15 minutes and watched him put like 6 in the boat, stomping the bottom of his boat with a jigging spoon. I ain't kidding. And the old guy in the front, he had a guy in the front. He was in the driver's seat with his jigging spoon hanging over, stomping the bottom of the boat, watching his grab. The guy in the front, every time I got him, the guy in the front would just turn around. He wouldn't even get out of his chair. He'd just grab his net, get a big long net, and just lean the net over in the water. He net his striper, bring him back in. He'd turn around the front and start jigging in the front. Well, it's the end of practice, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. We caught a few fish this week, found some offshore, also caught a few shallow. Not sure what I'm going to do, probably a little bit of both tomorrow. Want to make a long run first thing in the morning, see if that works out. If not, I'm going to come back towards the ramp. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's the day. See you.
Run around a little bit this morning. I'm trying to hit some of this wood that's still got a little water on it. Got a few fish here and there. But the problem is there ain't much of it. 50 yards of it, 100 yards of it, we're done.
All right, so long day. Did not catch a keeper today. I can't remember a time that's ever happened before. You know, not sure what went wrong. My co-angler had a limit. Was fishing right next to me, fishing the same way, the same stuff. I caught 2 fish all day, and both of them were short. My co-angler was a good guy. I'm glad he caught what he caught. You know, I just wish I could have got a couple of those. You know, I think this is probably it for me qualifying for the regional this year. I don't think I'll make it, but you know, it's fishing. Sometimes these happen. I'm frustrated. I put a lot of time and effort into this tournament, and it didn't work out. I mean, I didn't even get to weigh a fish. So, you know, a lot of reflection on this tournament. What could I have done different? What went wrong? You know, I don't know, but I was around fish. I said my co-angler had a limit. He was in 3rd place when he weighed in. I just didn't get the bites. I was trying to see if there was something different that he was doing that I wasn't. Really couldn't see any difference. Not sure what happened. I've never zeroed before in a tournament, but there's a first for everything. So this was it. It goes to show you, you know, never take anything for granted, because you never know what's going to happen. But hey, it's going to be a long drive back, but it is what it is. So, out here. All right, so welcome to the WIFM, What's in it for me portion of the video, which I know all you guys have been waiting for. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 things, and they're all relating to water levels on Kerr Lake. Kerr Lake is a flood control lake, and it's a hydroelectric lake, which means the water levels fluctuate greatly throughout the year. Typically, around February, March timeframe, the water levels start rising, and then around end of June, sometimes beginning of June, late May, they start dropping, and they kind of bottom out in the fall, you know, December, January timeframe. There's a lot of websites you can go out there and look at water levels. The thing to remember is most of your tournaments are going to be in the springtime on Kerr Lake, your bigger tournaments anyway. That water level, once it gets to about 302, you start getting a lot of shoreline structure that's in the water. As long as it's between 302 and 305, there's plenty of shoreline cover to fish, and it's a lot of fun. I don't think there's a better lake to flip, or fish brush, or pitch, whatever you want to call it, fish top water, shallow, than Kerr Lake. And I've been everywhere. I've fished the FLW Tour. I can't think of a lake that is better than Kerr in the springtime when that water comes up. When it gets past 305, I think it's too much, right? The water gets way out. I think this year we had record flooding. It's got to around 319, and the fish go so far back. For me, it's hard to target them. I know probably some people understand it when it gets that high, but it becomes very difficult. So between 302 and 305, with 303 to 304 probably be an ideal in the spring. When the water level starts dropping, which is what happened with this tournament, they started drawing the water level down about half a foot. So it was around 304, 304.5 5 days prior to the tournament. They dropped it about half a foot every day, and it got down to 300 for the tournament, which meant there was very few. There was still some shoreline structure in the water, but not a lot. And I think when that happens, they pull it down that quick, it really confuses a fish, especially when you're coming off a springtime bite moving into a summer bite. Some of your fish were out deep, a lot of your fish were still out shallow, and that was the key to this tournament, concentrating on the right depth and where those fish were set up to be caught. The second thing I want to talk to you about is docks. So docks on Kerr Lake, what you need to understand is not all those docks are the same. The only permanent docks on Kerr Lake that I know of are the ones that are in your state park areas that are built on really high stilts and things like that. It typically stay in the water, stay in place all year. You know, it's easy to get trapped into fishing docks, but what you may not realize is that dock may have only been in the water a week or so, depending on how far the water's been dropping or how high it's been up. A lot of the homeowners on that lake will pull their docks in when that water starts rising, and they'll put them back out at whatever water level they prefer. So the key is take a hard look at the docks and how they're secured to the shoreline. And I'm not going to go into detail. You have to figure that out by yourself. There are some docks that can kind of withstand water levels rising and falling, and some docks that have to be brought in at certain times of year and then put back out. A dock that is constantly taken in and out of the water due to water levels is probably not going to have a whole lot of structure under it. So just keep that in mind. The third thing I want to talk to you about is are those banks that can handle drastic rising and falling water. And what I mean by that are your rocky, steep banks, your cliff banks, your vertical banks. Those type of banks will hold fish a lot of times where nothing else will. And those are also good banks to really target when that water gets flood stage and gets, too high. And sometimes when it gets kind of really low to the point that it puts a lot of things out of play, those steep vertical banks are something that you really need to consider. So all three topics are related to water levels. Understand the water levels at Kerr Lake, what it means for what type of year and what that does to the fish. Take a hard look at the type of docks you're fishing and consider, are those docks there all year? Are they only there for a couple months out of every year? And have some hard, cover vertical banks that you can fish all year round in Kerr Lake. Those three things, and I'll think you'll be in good shape. And thanks for watching this video, and hopefully we'll have a better tournament. Our next BFL is, I believe it's Lake Norman in September. That should be a good one. And may fish a couple Neuse River Bassmasters at the end of this month. We'll see. So tight lines, fish hard, and we'll see you again next time out here.
Hey guys, the next time you're looking for an engine, check out Mercury. They make a great product. Go boldly. 911 Custom Lures, Pound, Fish Custom, and the Marine Raider Foundation, a proud supporter of all our veterans. Thanks.
Please hang up and try again.